Good evening, everybody. This is JP from Little Town Cards, and basically what we got here is a commander deck. A little backstory. I used to play Magic back in '93, '94. Was pretty big into it. Went to college, got out of it for a while, and came back and realized my friends were playing a different style format. That format they have been playing lately is Commander. So I built me some Commander decks, and being old school, I kind of like to keep it mono. This is a mono red Heartless Hidetsugu, or however you say it. Creature, he is my commander, and we're going to go through the deck here and see how things go. Alright, starting out with the Heartless, I call him Heartless Harry. We use him, but normally whenever people see him down as commander, they get pretty worried, and he does not come out a lot. Usually if somebody taps out, I'm lucky to get him out. So my backup plan is dragons, in which we'll see with this deck here. It's still in the works. It still needs some cards here and there, but it's a start. So we got good old Heartless Harry here, and one of the most pivotal lands in my plan of attack is a Glacial Chasm. This one helps out a lot because you cannot attack, and all damage dealt to you is reduced to 0. From that, of course, I have the Tron, just in case. You never know. I've actually had games where I've had all 3 out, and that's pretty awesome to have 7 mana with 3 lands. Then we're dealing with about 32 normal lands. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I'm pretty old school. I like to keep things simple. Then we get some Planeswalkers. These are also backup plans, if you would. We got Sarkhan Fireblood. And we got Chandra here. I have her out of her sleeve because this is the one you can flip, the Fire of Keldesh. And we got Chandra Flamecaller. Torch of Defiance. And the Firebrand. I'd say the best one I like so far would be the Torch of Defiance, because her add 2 to the mana pool is absolutely ridiculous for a +1. And plus it gives the other players other targets instead of me. You know they're going to start hitting that. Okay, then we got some creatures here. We got Chandra's Phoenix, Helmetback Goliath, Fortune Thief, which is one of the pivotal cards. Whenever I get him out, I'm pretty happy, or her I should say. But if you would look at that, the damage that would reduce your life to a total less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. So with Hardcore Harry out, that's a pretty good card to have on the board because you're not going to die. Varric's Bladewing, Scourge of the Gyre Reach, Furnace Dragon, good old Ornithopter, because I'm old school. Always like to have one of them. Shivan Dragon, and I know there are cards much better than him in play now, but once again, it's more nostalgia for me, and he was always one of my favorites. Good old Ball Lightning. Crimson Hellkite, which is a walking fireball, or flying I should say. Dragon Mage, Haunted Dragon, good old Glory Bringer, Volcanic Dragon, Lathliss Dragon Queen. Now we get on to some of the artifacts. And we got the Lotus Petal, good old Lotus Veil. Can't go without the Soul Ring. Then Lightning Greaves I found is very awesome, because you can pretty much equip that at 0 and have Hardcore Harry hit when he comes out. Loxodon Warhammer, same thing, only different. Well, actually, this is whenever the creature deals damage, you gain that much life. And if you think about it and you're playing a group game with 3 people, he's dealing half the damage. That adds up, and you get a lot of life. 1,000-Year Elixir. Now, I've actually won games with this card out, because you may play the activated ability of creatures you control as those creatures had haste. And think about that with good old Hardcore Harry. That's pretty freaking awesome. Basilisk Collar. There's your Death Touch lifelink. Can't go wrong. Grafted Exoskeleton. One of my buddies said, man, you got to put this in your deck. And I was like, man, that's going to be rough. But then I realized there's ways around that, and that's a very fast kill, especially with the life gaining decks. Then you don't have to worry about that. Caged Sun, of course. Can't go wrong with one of those. Whisper Silk Cloak. Tormod's Crypt. Whenever you got the decks that like to call from their graveyard. Now here's one of my favorite red combos. Ether Flash and Repercussions. So Repercussions, whenever a creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to the controller. And Ether Flash is whenever any creatures come into play, it deals 2 damage to them. So anything under 2 is getting cracked and going to you. And either way, they're taking some damage. It's a fun little combo. Shock, of course. Shatterstorm. And once again in Commander, I've found that everybody loves to play lots and lots and lots of artifacts. This is pretty awesome. Vandal Blast. Target artifact with Overload. Wake of Destruction. That's in case of Fire Pool here. Volcanic Geyser, of course. Damage. Fire Blast. I don't think I've ever paid the 6 for this. I've always used this as an end turn to kill somebody because they're not really expecting it. If you're tapped out, doesn't matter, just start sacking manas. Or, excuse me, sacking mountains. Pillage. Once again, we're trying to get rid of either lands or artifacts. Devil's Play is always fun because it has a flashback. Anger of the Gods. Old School Chain Lightning. Oh, and this is a fun one. Smoke. No player may untap more than 1 creature during his or her untap phase. Well, when you got Hardcore Harry out, it's not too bad. Good old Fork. Stranglehold. This card has actually helped me a lot because a lot of the guys I play are searching more than once on their turn to find cards. If you can get this out second turn or third turn, it shuts them guys off completely, and then they're just drawing. Kind of like this deck, it's more of just a drawing deck, going off the top, but it can hold its own pretty good. Red Sun Zenith. Rapture. That's pretty good endgame too, in terms of damage. Faithful Showdown. Deals damage to creature or player equal to number of cards in hand, discard, and then draw that many. Shatter, of course. Lightning Bolt. Thunderbolt. Seismic Assault, which is great to have on the board. Once again, this is at the end and you want to deal some damage. Start blowing up. Fireball. Good old Furnace of Wrath, so you're doubling damage anything the Heartless does. You kind of got to have lifelink on him or you're going to die too. And this is one of the board wipes with Hardcore Harry. Impact Resonance deals X damage divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures, where X is the greatest amount of damage dealt by a source to a permanent or player. That and that, yeah, lots of fun. Torch. Heretic Ritual, of course. Blood Moon, because I'm a jerk. Builder's Bane, once again, those artifact heavy decks, this is really gonna step it up. Gotta have the Final Fortune. Dictate of the Twin Gods, loving this card. It's also Flash, So if a source is dealt damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage. So say Hardcore Harry here has lifelink, have 5 mana. That's a game win right there. Gratuitous Violence. If a creature you control would be dealt damage to a creature or player, it deals double that damage to creature or player instead. See that? See that? Stone Rain, Molten Rain, and Jao's Emulating Inferno. So once again, everybody, it's a deck in the works. People kind of get queasy when they see him down, and it's pretty hard to get him out. But that's why I had the dragons. The deck definitely needs some work. It hasn't reached its synergy yet, but it's a lot of fun, and people know when you're playing it because they're in a hurry just as much as you are. So if anything, this was for fun. Leave your comments below, and thank you.